Seems like Kamilla Cardoso is done with Angel Reese, man. Angel Reese is up there mucking up everything, guys. I've been telling y'all. There's only so much masquerading you can do.
Angel Reese just faced a reality check, not from an adversary, but from her own teammate, Kamilla Cardoso, in a moment that had fans cringing. One standout play, a surprisingly silent bench, and suddenly Reese shifted from the spotlight to posting yet another forgettable double-double in a defeat against a struggling Phoenix Mercury squad. This isn't just about one game. The loss to Phoenix exposed a serious fracture in team unity.
No, baby, day 4! Here it is! Here we go!
Was this the outcome of built-up frustration, a twist of fate, or maybe the pressure finally exposing hidden problems? No matter the reason, the impact was clear. And when someone on your own team begins pointing out your flaws, it's a moment to reconsider what the future holds. When the person you should trust most turns into your toughest obstacle.
About the offensive performance from Angel Reese last night. Keyword, offensive. That is the only kind of offense that Angel Reese is capable of performing. Offensive offense. But I'm not just talking about the self-proclaimed villain, which, by the way, I thought Angel Reese was dedicating this season to winning. I thought she was focused on carrying the Chicago bravado to the promised land of golden toilets and bathrooms with running water.
In Chicago's fourth straight loss, attention centered on Kamilla Cardoso and Angel Reese, though not for reasons Sky supporters expected. The tension wasn't merely rumored, it played out openly during the May 27th matchup against the Mercury. This moment revealed Cardoso's on-court choices, exposing what many had suspected about the surface of Angel Reese's demeanor.
Kamilla Cardoso, oh no. Free Kamilla Cardoso. She is fed up with the Chicago Sky experiment. Tyler Marsh, once again, salute to you. You are doing the rest of the league a favor. This point forward experiment, this Ariel Atkins trade, this has done nothing but backfire on you, backfire on the team, and backfire on the fans.
To set the scene, Cardoso was fully invested, controlling the paint and grabbing rebounds. Reese, on the other hand, seemed distant. Each move felt off, and the typical harmony between the players was noticeably missing. The connection wasn't just weak, it was undeniably strained.
Angel Reese, 435! Let's get it! Another day, another loss. Bang! Starting to feel bad, man. They may never win again. About to get the combo meal, you get the travel, you get the rebound, and a turnover. All for the price of one, baby! Why is she top 3 in the league in turnovers? Because it plays like that, huh? Bang!
Free throws in this economy? Nah,
That's gonna cost you.
Then arrived the crucial moment. Cardoso caught an inbound pass near the top of the arc. Reese called for the ball, trying to draw focus. Normally, this would start a routine pick and roll, but Cardoso hesitated. She looked at Reese, paused, then firmly passed to someone else. This wasn't just a lost chance. It clearly showed Cardoso no longer trusted Reese to perform when every possession mattered. That choice spoke volumes.
The person who should be throwing temper tantrums on the Chicago Sky, that person should be this woman right here. That person should be Kamilla Cardoso. Look at the frustration oozing out of Kamilla Cardoso. She gets a switch, Natasha Cloud. She's posting her up. We can't get an entry pass to Kamilla Cardoso.
Cardoso's body language underscored the divide following a failed pick and roll where Reese didn't set a solid screen. Cardoso responded with a clear eye roll before shifting back to defense. Later, in a timeout, Reese tried to join the huddle, but Cardoso turned her back, shutting down the exchange. These weren't small gestures. They were intentional moves from a player who had decided she couldn't depend on her supposed teammate. All of it caught on camera.
She cannot play. I'm sorry, bro. She's not good. She's not good. She looked like she don't have the hunger. She don't have the want to. She don't have the drive. She don't have that dog in her. Bro, I watched Aaliyah Boston dog walk her ass up and down the floor and she wanted no parts of it. I watch her tap out on a nightly basis. She don't want it, bro. She don't want it. Let's be serious. Y'all drafted a bust.
This wasn't about stirring up drama for its own sake. Cardoso's moves were deliberate. She's not just a powerhouse, she's one of the sharpest minds on the squad. By opting not to involve Reese, Cardoso was signaling what she believed was best for the team. She started working more with teammates who kept the ball moving, generating chances and aiming to keep the offense fluid. It was a tactical adjustment, not just an emotional response. Cardoso was purposefully pulling away from the mistakes that repeatedly happened when Reese controlled the ball.
We got to talk about the meme. The meme. I'm not even going to call them a basketball team right now. I'm going to call them a meme that is Chicago Sky, because it's actually getting ridiculous. It's getting absolutely ridiculous.
Fans quickly picked up on the shift. Social media erupted with comments about how Cardoso was impacting both the team's spirit and play. Support for Cardoso increased as the game went on, while criticism of Reese grew louder. Many pointed out how the offense stalled whenever Reese was in the game. The ball stopped moving, energy dropped, and possessions frequently ended with missed shots or turnovers. The changing relationship between Cardoso and Reese took center stage, overshadowing much of what else was happening on the court.
If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I am upset with how this offense is looking. If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I'm upset that I still can't manage to get an entry pass. If I'm Kamilla Cardoso, I'm upset that I still need to deal with this type of amateurism in the WNBA.
By the game's end, it was clear this wasn't simply a bad night or a brief slump. Cardoso's choice to sidestep Reese during the game pointed to a deeper problem, one that goes beyond numbers and highlights. The team's chemistry is breaking down, and the offense is paying the price. The urgent question now is how much harm one player's mindset can cause to the whole system.
Did you know 46% of her offensive rebounds come for her own misses so far this season? 46% rebound rate. You're welcome. New stat. Don't let that last shot fool you. Even a broke clock is right twice a day.
Come on, move. Get out of the way. Just give me the plate. Come on, give it. Move it. Get out of the way.
Butterpecan! Burn! If you've never seen her dunk before, just wait, because you're not going to see it here either. Burn! Fine, I'll admit it. We are watching because of you too. I mean, come on, man! Burn! Try shooting at the rim without looking first. How about it? Burn!
Is Reese's habit of stalling ball movement now a barrier to Chicago's offense? Because Cardoso's efforts seem wasted, the Sky's offensive rhythm has fallen apart. And this isn't just a passing phase, it's a direct result of Angel Reese's style of play. Rather than boosting the team, her presence is causing the offense to grind to a halt. Ball movement grinds to a crawl. Spacing vanishes. What should be a unified, aggressive unit becomes frozen each time Reese takes control and breaks the flow.
Check this out. Wow.
Angel Reese just experienced one of the most humiliating games of her career, and frankly, it was tough to watch. She wasn't just playing poorly, she was a complete train wreck.
She has her worst professional pro game.
Sloppy turnovers, absurd mistakes, and a reckless play style that seemed more fit for the WWE than the WNBA. Angel Reese stepped onto the court brimming with confidence, acting like she was about to take over the game. But reality quickly set in. Napheesa Collier wasn't intimidated. She stayed composed, let her game do the talking, and made sure Reese had a front row seat to her own downfall. And the best part? Collier had the last laugh with a cold-blooded game-winning shot, leaving Reese shocked, confused, and completely exposed. All that trash talk? Useless. All those cheap shots? Wasted. This wasn't just a loss for Angel Reese, it was a full-blown meltdown. Trust me, We're about to break down every cringeworthy moment that proves she's not as untouchable as she thinks. Picture this. You're a basketball star, striding onto the court with complete confidence, ready to take control. The lights are bright, the crowd is buzzing, and your team is counting on you. This is your moment. The game is set, the stakes are high, and fans are expecting a performance they'll never forget. But instead of showcasing your skills, you become the star of your own blooper reel. That's exactly what happened to Angel Reese in a recent unforgettable game.
Angel Reese with what looks like a very dirty move under the basket. Check this out. I mean, wow.
Angel Reese didn't just have a rough game. She had one that people will remember for all the wrong reasons. From turnovers to missed shots, from trash talk that backfired to an embarrassing finish. This performance is one that fans and critics will be talking about for a long time. In fact, if there were a Hall of Fame for self-inflicted sports disasters, this game might just earn Angel Reese its own special wing.
Angel Reese was on Nafisa Collier, giving her a bunch of frustrating bumps, and at the end of the game, the Lunar Owls does come away with the dub.
Now, let's dive into it. Reese stepped onto the court with all the swagger you'd expect from a star player. She walked in like she owned the place, chest out, full of confidence, and ready to put on a show. She was talking trash before the first whistle even blew, making faces, taunting opponents, and acting like she was about to deliver a career-defining performance. The energy was there, but the execution? That was nowhere to be found.
I mean, Angel Reese is out there looking like a UFC fighter.
It didn't take long for things to start unraveling. Right from the tip-off, it was clear that Reese was more focused on putting on a show than actually playing effective basketball. Rather than sticking to the fundamentals, she was too busy playing for the cameras, throwing up wild shots, making risky moves, and trash-talking the opposing team. But confidence without substance is just arrogance, and Reese quickly spiraled out of control. Her bravado turned into visible frustration, which only fueled her recklessness. One moment, she was showing off flashy footwork. The next, she was fumbling the ball like it was radioactive. You could see it on her face. She knew things weren't going her way, but instead of adjusting, she doubled down on the chaos. If there was ever a time to play smart, disciplined basketball, this was it. Instead, she turned the game into a personal highlight reel of what not to do on the court.
It looked very intentional, everything that is happening with the Unrivaled League, because all of this stuff transpired, like I stated, just 4 to 5 hours after it was announced that Super Lunescu was quitting the league.
Wow, did it backfire in spectacular fashion. With every mistake, she got sloppier, forcing plays instead of letting the game come to her. Rather than proving she was the dominant force she claimed to be, she became the main attraction for all the wrong reasons. By the time halftime hit, the only ones entertained were the fans watching her unravel in real time. Now, let's talk numbers, because they don't lie. Reese had 7 turnovers. Yes, 7. And we're not talking about minor slip-ups. These were, did she really just do that? Moments that made fans cringe and laugh all at once. One of the most cringe-worthy moments came when she threw the basketball straight at the backboard and then, brace yourself, rebounded her own pass.
Angel Reese rebounded her own pass. Guys, I'm dead. I saw this and was like, this can't be real.
Yes, you read that correctly. She passed the ball to herself. Fans watching at home couldn't believe their eyes. It was the kind of mistake you'd expect from a middle school player, not a professional athlete. It was as if she had a sudden identity crisis and thought she was playing handball instead of basketball. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, she followed it up with another disaster, a completely unnecessary no-look pass. The problem? There was no one there to catch it. The ball sailed out of bounds like it had somewhere more important to be. Even her teammates seemed baffled by what she was trying to do. Maybe she was auditioning for a comedy skit instead of leading her team to victory. It was like she thought she was on a Harlem Globetrotters show, but forgot the part where you actually have to be good at the tricks.
The Lunar Owls rushed to Rose BC, and Angel, well, she did some rather interesting things on the court.
And it wasn't just those 2 moments. Reese made sure to showcase a full range of turnovers. Dribbling straight into defenders? Check. Getting stripped because she wasn't paying attention? Check. Passing to a teammate who wasn't even looking? Double check. At one point, it felt like she was playing for both teams, handing the ball to the opponents like it was a holiday gift. It was as if she was in an internal competition. How many different ways could she give the ball away? Mission accomplished. 7 turnovers in a single game is bad enough. But the way she did it, legendary, just not in a good way. But turnovers weren't the only problem that night. Reese wasn't just handing the ball off. She was also playing a brand of basketball focused more on brute force than actual skill, which led to yet another chapter in her nightmare of a performance.
Angel was 8 for 16 for 17 points, 10 boards last night. 7 damn turnovers. 7.
She was pushing, shoving, and trying to intimidate everyone in her path, especially her opponent, Nafisa Collier. But Collier wasn't having any of it. While Reese was busy playing the tough girl role, Collier stayed calm, stayed focused, and kept her eyes on the prize. And that's exactly what she ended up winning. It was like watching a chess master face off against someone who thought flipping the board was a legitimate strategy. Spoiler alert, it's not. Reese was out there throwing elbows, body-checking opponents, and making every play feel personal, like she thought the game had turned into a boxing match. But instead of rattling Collier, it only fueled her determination. While Reese was trying to muscle her way through, Collier stayed calm, composed, and completely unfazed by the chaos. Reese, on the other hand, was falling apart. She wasn't just turning the ball over, she was launching some of the worst shots you could imagine. And when I say bad, I mean high school gym teacher bad, airballing in front of a crowd. She kept throwing up wild shots, hoping something would fall, but instead, she kept bricking attempts, missing layups, and handing Collier and her teammates easy chances to take control. It was like watching someone trying to play basketball with their eyes closed, hoping for a miracle.
Lexi Hall being back in Indiana in the gym, working out. We saw Keith Porter in there. We saw Lexi shooting her shots. We saw Lexi with reverse layups.
Ever wonder why some players seem to keep improving while others hit a plateau? The Indiana Fever just dropped Lexi Hull's latest workout video, and it's shedding light on everything that's wrong with Angel Reese's current training method. This isn't just a slight difference. This is a stark contrast in what truly matters when it comes to player development.
I'm trying to figure out why she's putting so much time in developing an outside shot when she works under the basket, primarily.
While Hull is putting in the work with Caitlyn Clark and Brianna Turner, focusing on game-specific scenarios, Reese is out filming herself, allegedly practicing, if you can even call it that. One player is building habits that lead to championships, while the other is creating an Instagram highlight reel that has no relevance to her actual role. Let's break down why this is so important for both their futures and how Reese's practice is falling short.
As Lexi Hall, she's back.
Have you seen what Lexi Hull's training looks like? The Indiana Fever just released a video that's getting attention for all the right reasons. Unlike the flashy, over-the-top workout videos flooding social media, Hull's footage is refreshingly real, showcasing genuine basketball development with a clear sense of purpose. What stands out right away is how intentional every drill is. Hull isn't training solo. She's working alongside Caitlyn Clark and Brianna Turner, running through targeted sets to improve their on-court chemistry. This isn't just aimless shooting practice. It's a deliberate approach focusing on the exact areas where Hull faced challenges early last season. The Fever's motion offense, often called read and react, is at the heart of Hull's training routine. For those unfamiliar, this system relies on constant player movement and precise cutting to generate scoring chances. Hull's workouts are directly tailored to build the skills required to thrive in this style of play. You can watch her fine-tuning her catch-and-shoot technique, running through screenplays, and refining her movement patterns to create open looks for the upcoming season. Her training targets 3 key areas that align perfectly with her role: foundational shooting mechanics with a textbook high release, screen and cut actions, focusing on finishing at the rim, and the development of a consistent mid-range game, including floaters. The Fever coaching staff appears to have thoroughly analyzed Hull's performance data. If you followed last season, you likely noticed how Hull's shooting efficiency and overall impact saw a sharp increase after the Olympic break, when she started getting more consistent minutes. This training video proves they're building on what worked, sharpening the skills that transformed her from a bench player into a key contributor. What stands out in the footage is its authenticity. No gimmicks, no flashy music, no unnecessary props or distractions. It's just athletes putting in the work, repeating game-specific scenarios they'll encounter next season. This is basketball training at its core, aimed at translating directly to real game situations.
One of the reasons, other than the defense she plays and getting her hands on balls and all the other stuff Lexi does, that makes us absolutely cheer for her and appreciate her, it's that she does it with such joy. Joy, the 3-letter word that is so huge in sports, and we don't always see that in people, but there's that joy on her face.
Hull's joy during these workouts is impossible to miss. She's consistently smiling, fully engaged, and clearly enjoying the process of improvement. That positive mindset isn't just heartwarming, it's a key factor in player development. When athletes truly enjoy their training, they're more motivated to put in the extra work needed to make real progress. This focused, strategic approach to training helps explain why Hull's performance skyrocketed as last season went on. By honing skills that are directly relevant to her role in the Fever system, she's positioning herself to be more than just a supporting player. She's becoming an indispensable part of an offense that will be much more dangerous next season.
There's footage out there of Angel working on her game, in the lab, as they say, and mostly what we see is Angel shooting 3-pointers.
As Lexi Hull evolves into the ideal system player through focused development across the league, we're seeing something akin to someone practicing their violin skills in preparation for a piano recital. Now, let's switch gears and take a look at Angel Reese's training videos, which have Chicago Sky fans scratching their heads. When a 6'3" post player, who shot just 18% from beyond the arc last season, spends her off-season trying to become the next Steph Curry, instead of focusing on improving her 44.5% finishing rate within 5 feet and 39% overall, it raises some serious questions about her priorities.
It's just a fact. She is, it's more than a fact. She is not good at layups. But I was looking at her stats. I jotted some down right here, and she shoots an abysmal 39% from the field. She shot below 50% on shots less than 5 feet away, which is bad. And even worse than that is that shots from 5 to 9 feet, 13%.
Basketball is all about roles, with each player having a specific job within their team's system. Lexi Hull has fully embraced her role as a movement shooter, creating spacing and opportunities within the Fever's offense. On the other hand, Angel Reese is meant to be an interior force and elite rebounder for the Sky. But after watching her training videos, you'd think she was preparing for a completely different position altogether.
Oh no! It's Angel Reese! Left alone! Bang! My money, and I want it now! Quarter 3 ball! Butter pecan! Burn!
Y'all gonna disrespect me and not guard me? Well, hand down, man down. Burn!
McDonald's handing out brand deals for this kind of bag work. I'll take a lot less. Help a brother out! Bang! Really only need 3,997 more threes to catch Steph. Bang!
Chicago Sky fans aren't holding back either. Social media is flooded with comments like, "Why is she working on threes when she can't even make a layup?" This reflects the frustration of seeing a player focus on skills that aren't addressing her most pressing development needs. One fan even pointed out, is Reese trying to be Steph Curry or Caitlyn Clark? The difference in approach couldn't be more obvious.
Tell me why I love her odds. Look at her defenders. They moonwalk backwards. She's always gonna be open. Bang! If only the IRS left me alone like Angels defenders leave her alone. Tax evasion! Bang! Her new nickname is 7-Eleven because she's open 24/7, baby. Bang! Shout out to my Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham. This is for you!
The numbers reveal an even more eye-opening story. Did you know that nearly 40% of Reese's rebounds come from her own missed shots? That's not a mistake. Almost half of her rebounding stats are from cleaning up her own misses. Rather than focusing on becoming a more efficient finisher around the rim, which would instantly raise her value, she's taking three-pointers that have little to no chance of becoming a significant part of her actual game.
So refreshing to see some shots actually make it refreshing! Oh no! That's Angel Reese's music! Bang! You like Mustangs? Your favorite player is Lawal Dang? Oh, you said bang! Doing the Angel Reese in the NBA now. Watch again. Took 2 slabs of butter, rubbed his hands together, and said, butter pecan. All right, back to business. Slam bag work, Brittany Griner. You said you rang? Bang!
This disconnect between training focus and on-court role reveals a deeper issue with basketball IQ. Players who truly understand the game don't just work hard, they work smart. They zero in on the skills that directly elevate their role within their team's system. When Reese spends time practicing three-pointers instead of refining her finishing around the rim, it raises some serious questions about how well she understands her own strengths and what she brings to the table as a player.
Angel Reese picking up right where she left off, breaking more WNBA records, but unfortunately for Sky fans, it came in the form of a loss, 99-74.
Angel Reese just made WNBA history, though probably not the kind she was hoping for. In a game against the New York Liberty, the Chicago Sky forward went 0 for 8 from the field, failing to score a single basket. It marked the most painfully unforgettable and undeniably hilarious performance of her professional career so far.
Well, it may be time for Angel Reese to consider taking up a different game. Tiddlywinks, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what game she wants to possibly take up. I know one thing, she can't wait for the Unrivaled season to start at this point.
Guess what? It wasn't just Angel Reese. The entire Chicago Sky squad had a night to forget. We've got the jaw-dropping stat that marks this as the worst start in WNBA history. Meanwhile, Caitlyn Clark and the Indiana Fever made a strong comeback with a statement victory.
The Chicago Sky, you're seeing that right. 9 points in the second quarter. 9 points. Folks, if a team scores less points than you have fingers, that's bad.
You know what happens when a pro basketball player can't hit a single shot from the field? You get Angel Reese's performance against the Liberty. Actually, let's be honest, you get Angel Reese on a regular night. In this particular meltdown, she went 0 for 8 from the floor and scraped together just 2 points from free throws. That's right, 2 points. From a player who averaged 13.6 per game as a rookie.
Angel Reese, part 33. Let's get it. Only lost by 25 this time. Bang! That stuffer coming hot with the stats. She went 0 of 8, 5 turnovers, and she got 1 hit stick. Bang! She had 12 rebounds. 8 of them were the me-bounds, if you know what I'm saying. All right, let's get it going. How about it? Bang! Again, there's another me-bound. Let's do it again. Bang! Another me-bound. Do it again. Bang! Another me-bound. One more time. Bang! Wait, you're allowed to pass the ball?
The breakdown of what went wrong honestly reads like a comedy sketch. During one brutal possession, Angel Reese missed 4 straight shots right under the rim, grabbing her own rebound each time. Picture it. She gets the board, puts it back up, misses, grabs it again, misses, and again, and again. It was a loop so painful, even the most loyal Sky fans were questioning reality. The viral clip of the sequence had basketball fans all over social media, wondering if Reese had forgotten the most basic rule of the game: how to put the ball in the hoop.
Don't tell her when you travel, you need your real ID now! Bang! Free throws ain't free! Bang! Again! Bang! All right, brother, who at the zoo is responsible for letting the giraffes out of their habitat? How many steps was that? Traveling! Bang! Does a fly and Angel Reese have in common? They both get swatted. Bang! The company reached out. They said, I want to sponsor you. I said, you don't have my flavor. They said, what's your flavor? I said, butter pecan! Bang! He's shooting 23% from less than 5 feet from the basket. 4 of 17 from right there. What? Throws are fundamentals. Bang! What did she do in the offseason? Bang!
These weren't tough, contested shots with defenders in her face. Angel Reese had wide-open looks right under the basket. The kind high school players are expected to sink without a second thought. The kind that make coaches yell at their TVs because missing them just doesn't make sense. And yet, Reese managed to miss every single one in impressively creative fashion.
And it was Angel Reese setting women's basketball back 30,000 years at this point. I mean, truly. I would say back to the age of T-Rex, but she does get rebounds, so she can actually rebound the ball. What she cannot do is shoot the ball at all. And the same woes from last year are back, but I'm going to point something out.
But Reese's struggles didn't stop at just shooting. She also committed 5 turnovers, throwing a wrench into any rhythm the Sky tried to build. Every time Chicago gained a sliver of momentum, Reese would either blow an easy shot or lose the ball at a crucial moment. Her body language said it all, frustration mounting with every miss until it finally boiled over with a technical foul for arguing with an official.
And another loose ball foul. They're going to give it to Angel. And this one might be challenged. We'll have to see. And an Angel Reese, I think, just got slapped with a tech.
This showing ranks among the worst individual shooting nights in WNBA history, especially when you factor in the sheer number of missed gimmies. Even defense-first players usually manage to put something on the board. Going 0 for 8 is rare and nearly unheard of when half those attempts come from point-blank range.
Okay, so now we've got a person standing in a room with a spotlight on them every time they play basketball. And the basketball is not good on top of it. It wasn't good beforehand, but guys, 26 minutes, almost 20, let's just call it 27 minutes. When you're at 26:56, we're calling it 27 minutes. 0 from 8 for the field. 8 offensive rebounds. Don't worry, we'll get to the video. 12 rebounds. 5 turnovers, 2 points.
The most embarrassing part? Despite grabbing 12 rebounds, 8 of them offensive, no one's talking about those numbers. Because when you shoot 0% from the field and finish with just 2 points, your rebounding stats don't matter. After the game, Reese tried to stay upbeat, saying she was staying poised and focused on the next shot. But this wasn't just a bad shooting night. This was the kind of disaster that fuels low-light reels and stays on forever in social media infamy. When a pro athlete makes history for being this ineffective on offense, it's clear something went seriously wrong.
That's bad. If a team scores less points than the amount of fingers you have, that is a serious issue. But Tyler Marsh, salute to you. Salute to you. You are going to ride out with this Angel Reese point forward nonsense. I most thoroughly appreciate your contribution to the WNBA. Thank you, Tyler Marsh. Thank you.
Individual struggles are one thing, but when an entire team collapses, you get a new low in WNBA history. The Chicago Sky managed to do what no team has done before. Open their season with a staggering negative 60-point differential across just 2 games. Let that sink in. 60 points. They were blown out 93-58 by Indiana, then crushed 99-74 by New York. This isn't just bad basketball. This is historically awful basketball.
What record did Angel Reese break? I didn't say it was a good record. I never said that. Shout out to you, Priceless. I missed this. Historically bad shootings with a E emoji. Angel Reese goes 0 for 7 from within 4 feet of the basket to tie most misses from that distance in the WNBA over the past 10 seasons. This must be a Caitlyn Clark fan at ESPN. Surely nobody who follows the ESPN playbook and narrative will write this. This had to have been a darn Caitlyn Clark fan. Historically bad.
The Liberty didn't just beat Chicago, they dismantled them while making WNBA history of their own. New York sank an incredible 19 three-pointers, setting a new league record for the most threes in a single game. 19. The Sky's defense was so out of sync, Liberty shooters were getting wide-open looks from every spot on the floor. When professional players are hitting threes that effortlessly, it's not just a hot night, it's a sign your entire defensive game plan has collapsed.
Angel Reese did things last night I'm not sure we've ever seen on a basketball court. I was like, is this real? Did this happen?
Angel Reese just had one of the most humiliating performances of her career, and it wasn't just about the numbers. It was the way she completely unraveled on the court. From careless mistakes to needless aggression, Reese put on a meltdown that left everyone stunned and speechless.
The Lunar Owls crushed the Rose BC, and Angel, well, she did some rather interesting things on the court. And Nafesia Collier, well, look now, one thing we could say, they are not afraid of Angel Reese and the Rose BC, because after hitting the game-winning shot, Nafesia had some real words towards Angel Reese.
But the real highlight? Nafesia Collier had seen enough of Reese's antics and decided to show her a lesson in the most perfect way possible. If you want to see how to shut down a trash talker, you're in the right spot. Stick around, because we're diving into every laugh-out-loud moment that revealed Angel Reese for what she truly is, a player more concerned with drama than real basketball.
Angel Reese looks like a very dirty move under the basket.
Spot, draws 2, sling it, Reese!
Angel Reese entered this game with her usual swagger, acting like she was ready to dominate. But it didn't take long to see she was more focused on showboating than actually helping her team. Instead of playing smart, she spent the game trying to intimidate her opponents, tossing reckless passes, and making one poor decision after another.
She's going to go in, and then after she hits it, she's going to bark her head off at Angel Reese.
8 to shoot, Tiggins Smith, matched up by Gray.
Right there,
to the ball. Collier
game winner.
it.
Look at her. She's talking mad.
Queen Bee
mad.
Angel Reese was on Nafesia Collier, giving her a bunch of frustrating bumps.
Let's dive into the numbers, because, frankly, they're laughable. Reese turned the ball over 7 times. Yep, you read that correctly. 7 turnovers. And these weren't just small slip-ups. We're talking about some of the most absurd blunders you'll ever witness at the pro level. At one point, Reese launched the ball right into the backboard, grabbed her own errant pass like she was playing a solo game of catch, and then stood there looking utterly baffled, as if she couldn't believe what had just unfolded.
Angel Reese rebounded her own pass. I saw this and was like, this can't be real. Angel Reese thought she was playing dodgeball out there.
Reese's overconfidence really caught up with her as she launched some of the most absurd shots you can imagine, completely off the mark. When she wasn't airballing, she was out there trying to play bully ball, repeatedly shoving and body-checking Nafesia Collier, all in a desperate attempt to get under her skin.
Angel was 8 for 16 for 17 points, 10 boards last night, 7 turnovers. Nafesia Collier right here, 7 of 16. She had 16 points, 9 rebounds, but she had the most important thing, the game winner last night.
But here's where the real fun kicks off. Instead of letting Reese's antics rattle her, Collier did exactly what a true pro would do. She stayed locked in, kept her focus on the game, and absolutely exposed Reese for the fraud she is. Every time Reese tried to get physical, Collier answered in the best way possible by lighting her up on the scoreboard.
I mean, Angel Reese is out there looking like a UFC fighter.
If you're a hoops fan, if you're a basketball fan, and you watch this, I don't give a shit if you are an Angel Reese fan. You can't tell me this is not egregious.
They're doing everything they have to do to sell this league.
Angel Reese's desperation hit a peak when she pulled off one of the most awkward defensive plays of the game. Trying to muscle her way into position, she completely lost her balance and crashed to the floor like she was auditioning for a role in a B-movie. The best part? The refs weren't having any of it. No whistle, no foul. Just a cringeworthy moment that had fans face-palming.
Angel Reese is the most unskilled basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion. She has no skills. She knows that she's not a very good basketball player. That's why she spends so much time half naked and taking pictures and promoting things that have nothing to do with basketball.
Social media didn't hold back, quickly roasting her for that ridiculous flop. Fans were quick to point out that for all her talk about being a tough physical player, she sure crumpled like a paper bag when it worked in her favor. It was another harsh reminder that while Reese loves playing the villain, she doesn't exactly shine when the heat's on. Instead of stepping up and asserting her dominance, she turned to antics that only made her look more out of her depth.
This is Angel Reese, the content creator side. It's pretty clear basketball is her top priority. I cannot imagine how anybody could view this athlete in any other way. It's clear basketball is front and foremost. This is all helping with things like shooting better from the field and missing layups. She has no rhythm, just like she can't make a layup. Practice layups. OnlyFans incoming.
Meanwhile, Nafisa Collier stayed locked in, letting her game do the talking. While Reese was flailing for attention, Collier was racking up buckets, showing why she's one of the best. Every time Reese tried to rattle her, Collier responded with pure skill. And just when it seemed like Reese's night couldn't get worse, she panicked and threw a pass right into an opponent's hands. Another turnover, another wasted chance, another embarrassing moment.
I think Angel's more concerned about being an influencer, content creator, over being a better basketball player. This was her taking pictures, hanging out with some rappers and producers, etc.
You think you could get a bucket in this format, full court 3-on-3?
You don't think I can get a bucket?
Yeah.
If Angel Reese on my team, yeah.
By the end of the game, the contrast between the two players was painfully obvious. Collier was the epitome of professionalism, calm, collected, and clutch when it mattered most. Reese? She was nothing more than an overhyped mess, letting her emotions control her every move. It was a night to forget for Reese, but for fans who've watched her antics all season, it was just another glaring reminder that she's nowhere near the superstar she claims to be. This loss wasn't just another tally in the column, it was the brutal exposure of her reckless, undisciplined play. While she's built a brand on trash talk and drama, games like this lay bare why she's nowhere close to the level of true stars like Collier or Caitlyn Clark. The difference between all the noise and real talent was put on full display, and in the end, Reese walked away with nothing but yet another humiliating loss.
Okay, so I thought this was cool. Look, it's no secret that Angel Reese has had finishing woes throughout her professional basketball career thus far. In a sense, it's been something she's been scrutinized and even mocked about.
In a stunning turn of events that has sent shockwaves through the basketball community, Angel Reese, once a collegiate sensation and now a rising professional star, has been unexpectedly removed from her team. Nola Henry, the dynamic and up-and-coming coach in the unrivaled league, has captured headlines with her daring decision, leaving fans and analysts alike questioning the reasoning behind this move. What led one of the league's youngest and most talented coaches to part ways with such a prominent player? The surprising exclusion of Angel Reese from the Rose Club squad has sparked intense speculation and debate, highlighting the unpredictable nature of professional sports dynamics.
Drop somebody's leg or foot or didn't.
Well, typically to me, Lisa, the longer it takes proves that there was not conclusive evidence to overturn the call on the floor.
Then just say that and let's move on. We want to see some basketball playing.
Let's explore the remarkable rise of Nola Henry. At merely 29 years old, Henry has swiftly made her mark as a head coach in the unrivaled league, showcasing an extraordinary blend of talent and determination. Her career launched in 2020 when she began as an intern with the Connecticut Sun, gaining crucial insights and experience under the guidance of former head coach C.T. Miller. Demonstrating her capabilities, Henry advanced through the WNBA ranks, securing a position as a trusted assistant coach for the Los Angeles Sparks. Her leadership skills shone brightly when she stepped up as interim head coach for 2 games. Now, Henry is one of 6 head coaches leading teams in the newly formed Unrivaled League, where she mentors some of the most skilled players in the sport.
Congratulations, Nola! One more. Rose on 3, 1, 2, 3, Rose!
Among the standout athletes on her roster is Angel Reese, the dynamic forward who has captured attention both on the court and beyond. Celebrated for her relentless drive, exceptional skills, and vibrant personality, Angel was anticipated to be a cornerstone of Nola's Rose Club team. However, what circumstances led to her unexpected removal from the lineup? In her initial press conference, Henry expressed enthusiasm for cultivating strong relationships with her players and implementing sophisticated strategies. She underscored the significance of collaboration and discipline, stating, "I'm looking forward to the scheming, but I'm also looking forward to getting to know these players and building something special." Yet, it appears that certain factors or individuals have unsettled her plans for the Rose Club.
If it's one thing I learned from Kurt, it's how to prepare. That's probably the number one thing that he's taught me. So just what's going through my mind is just game plan stuff, just what I need to do to be prepared, how to make the players feel better, make them feel most comfortable and prepared. So just everything going through my mind right now, aside from the gratitude and the appreciation, just for the moment, the opportunity is just preparation, game plan stuff. I'm thinking about the game.
Insiders reveal that friction started to emerge during the initial phases of team practices. Reese, celebrated for her intense competitive nature, reportedly had conflicts with Nola Henry's coaching approach. Team sources suggested there were disputes regarding player roles and strategic choices, with Angel allegedly challenging some of the coaching methods. Boasting a talented roster that features stars like Chelsea Gray, C.A. Copper, and Brittany Sykes, Nola Henry faced difficult decisions. In such a fiercely competitive league as Unrivaled, full commitment to the system is essential from every player. When it came time to finalize the Rose Club roster, Henry made the decisive choice to remove Reese from the starting lineup. This unexpected move left fans astonished and sparked discussions about the dynamics between coach and player.
Rebounding the ball really well, specifically on the offensive glass. I think since adding the addition of Angel Reese, adding to Elizabeth Williams, both elite rebounders. So I think one emphasis is just trying to go out there and, rebound the ball. That's a pretty big emphasis for us. And then just playing our game, going out there, competing, having fun, trying to embrace doing the little thing.
Following practice, Henry addressed the media about her decision without specifying any names, stating, "As a coach, it's my responsibility to make choices that benefit the entire team. Sometimes that involves making difficult decisions, but I stand by each one." Although Angel Reese wasn't directly mentioned, the intent was unmistakable. No individual player surpasses the team's needs. Fans swiftly voiced their opinions on social platforms. Some commended Henry for upholding her values and prioritizing the team's welfare, while others questioned the judgment behind removing a player of Reese's talent, with one fan tweeting, "How do you bench Angel Reese? she's a game changer.
When they were playing all of those games in those weird courts where there wasn't that many fans, that was a similar atmosphere to Unrivaled. And the court, by the way, looks beautiful. The graphics, the lighting, all of the things looks absolutely beautiful. But you didn't get that crowd energy like you do get from any other basketball.
So, what's next for Angel Reese? Although she remains on the Rose Club roster, her spot in the starting lineup is still uncertain. For Nola Henry, this decision represents a crucial turning point in her emerging coaching career. Will her bold choice pay off, or could it backfire in the high-pressure environment of Unrivaled basketball? Angel Reese is facing an unexpected reality check in the Unrivaled League. Her move to 3-on-3 basketball has been anything but seamless, with performances that have led fans to question whether she can truly compete with the league's top talent. In her early games with the Rose Club, Reese has been underperforming. Her shooting percentage is dismal, and defensive mistakes have cost the team vital possessions. Even in games where her physicality stands out, her inability to adjust to the faster pace and tighter spacing of 3-on-3 basketball is glaring. Simply put, Reese appears out of her depth, highlighting the significant gap between her and Caitlyn Clark. Clark, who has effortlessly adapted to the Unrivaled format, has been delivering standout performances. She's scoring from all areas of the court, dishing out highlight-worthy assists, and leading her team with exceptional leadership. While Reese struggles to find her rhythm, Clark has firmly established herself as the undisputed Rookie of the Year for 2024. Look at the numbers. Clark is averaging over 20 points per game, shooting an impressive 45% from deep, and nearly 6 assists per game. Meanwhile, Reese is barely reaching double digits in scoring, shooting below 30%, and her defensive ratings are among the lowest in the league. The excitement that surrounded Reese from her college days seems to be fading quickly as Clark continues to widen the gap between them. And if you think Reese is trailing far behind Clark, think again. Kate Martin, another rookie who entered Unrivaled with much less fanfare, has been on fire. The Iowa standout has been quietly dominating games, using her versatility to outplay her competition. Martin is shooting exceptionally well, playing lockdown defense, and making a strong case for being the second-best rookie of 2024. Her ability to rise to the occasion has been remarkable. She's not just excelling in her role, she's thriving under the pressure of Unrivaled basketball. Fans and analysts alike are beginning to wonder, has Angel Reese been overhyped all along,